I'm kind of surprised we haven't.
Hey, I saw that. What do you think you're doing?
I was just leaving.
I don't want any trouble out of you.
Oops. Forgot that you can't just steal directly in front of people. They get very, very mad about it. Okay, so we talked to Roscoe, we talked to Lenora.
Used to be a shipping warehouse. Supplies came in, deadly chemicals went out.
Who told you that?
I worked here back in the day.
You're pulling my leg.
No, it's true.
Okay.
Seen any good salvage around?
Yeah, but I did call Finders Keepers, so it's mine.
In the old days, I felt like I was part of something important. Like my work made a difference. Then the bosses, in their infinite wisdom, took a good thing and rubbed their stink all over it.
You don't have to talk if this upsets you. You can just drink.
Yeah, I think I'd like that.
Got it. That's got the same kind of energy of I'll have to let you go, right? You're putting it on the other person that you want to end the conversation, but making it seem like you're doing it for their sake. Ah! I gotta be able to make it up here, right? Yeah. And it does look like we actually even needed to do that, because otherwise that would have been barred. Cigarette lighter, Mark Pistol Mark III, steady hand pet pills, overheat. Okay, that's a unique weapon.
Easy now.
Smuggler's note. Sullivan. You're right about this place. I got a lead on some pricey merchandise, and all I had to do was put my ear to the ground. Apparently there's a mine shaft down the road, past Human Inquiry and Auditing, and due east. Used to be an old dead drop. No one goes there anymore. Wonder why. Could be dangerous. What kind of scoundrel would I be if I let the goods sit in there unappreciated? Come and join me when you read this. I won't wait for you. But I bet there's loot that I can carry by myself. More loot than I can carry by myself, rather. Now that was mine shaft down the road past Human Inquiry and Auditing and due east. Got it. That's going to be like one of these unmarked missions. Oh, that's actually that's the important thing in this room. Okay, so not only is it an unmarked mission, but it's actually like compelling. It's not just going to be like a bunch of junk.
Someone's in here.
Sorry. My bad. That was just extremely rude of me. I apologize. Ah, right. Okay, we got Lucky's room. I'm going to close the door just in case I got to do some thievery. Brawny construction gear for extra one-handed melee. There's also a fun times barrel, mag to power and speed grip in there. Workbench also. Oh. No, this one has both arms. That's not lucky. Why is it code to unlock? Right. Lucky's case notes. Day 1. Space's Choice may have left in a hurry, but they didn't forget to lock the doors on their way out. Most of the facilities are sealed up tighter than a top rung is safe. Time to do some digging. Day 6. Caught a break today. Met a scavenger who claims to be a salesman for Space's Choice. Sold me a key to the Office of Creative Incubation. Let's just say this guy's about as lucid as a sprat in a Rizzo's factory, but I'm spending Minnie's bits, so I can afford to take a chance. Day 7. It worked. Clarence Mostly, whoever you are, I'm drinking to you tonight. So C. Mostly. This is the person who was... Oh! C. Mostly was the person who was getting all up on D-Trans case, right? Olivia Ambrose's office and journal ought to be in the Synthesis and Manufacturing Center. The bad news is it's sealed up and at the ass end of the canyon. The good news is I should be able to open it from the bigwigs admin terminal in OCI. OCI is crawling with marauders. They got a few other leads to chase down. Could be nothing, but my gut tells me there's something more to this place than the missing journal. Time to turn over a few rocks and see what crawls out. I'm leaving the OCI key in the safe. The combo's 4815. Note about a key. Several whiskeys in and a few bits short last night. Gave Lex the maintenance room key while I scrounge up what's owed. Note to self. Pay up and get it back before you go to the OCI. Okay, so I'm going to have to confront Lex about that. Because there's an extra key out there. Like said, people had been using Lucky's room since he died. Oh, yeah, as in why this person's in here? Yes, agreed. Preserved eye. A carefully preserved eyeball, mostly intact. That's the key. It's eye retinal scan.
Hey, Marble. Oh, wait. Nope, that's a human eyeball.
You think they stick the preservative in before or after the eye comes out?
I think we actually take the Mark III there as well. That's probably relatively useful. Okay, none of those are really intelligent. Wait, hang on, one of them is. Theories and leads. Something strange in the mines. Check it out. Note, stay out of mines. Murderous moon man in the canyon. Probably local legend. If we actually have to encounter like someone wearing the moon helmet and they're like a giant, it's gonna be so good. Canaans equal yellow. Space's Choice logo equals yellow. No coincidence? There's also list of expenses. Room and board at the Sprat Shack, 350 bits. Ballworst, 25. OCL key in quotation marks, so it's definitely that one. 100. Ammunition, 50. Stogie Slims and Glacial Aid whiskey. Ooh, spending more on whiskey than room and board. Man after my own heart. Lots of bodies buried on Gorgon, but not many hatches. Everyone had a grudge to bear and a finger to point. Lawrence Godfellow oversaw the Office of Creative Incubation, genuinely oblivious or playing dumb. Olivia Ambrose, project director, lead scientist, prickly, perfectionist. No, do not ask Minnie about her. Killed in evacuation. Lucian Bancroft, Space's Choice man, real top runner. Few logged visits to Gorgon, tensions with Ambrose. Marion Blacksley, supervisor of human inquiry and auditing, Nerves of Steel, Heart of Ice, etc., disappeared when things fell apart. Jasper Lowe, head of the Chem Lab, exhibited increasingly erratic behavior in later years of the project, so that's someone doing Adrena time. And then Herbert St. Germain, he's a ghost, worked in one of the facilities, vanished suddenly, record scrubbed. Okay, that was Herbert St. Germain. I mean, who doesn't spend more on whiskey than room and board? Exactly. Exactly. What's the room and board? $700 monthly. Food, $500 monthly. Travel, $50 monthly. Whiskey, $7,000 monthly. Can someone please help me who is good with budgets? My family is starving. Buy less whiskey. No. Sprout. Okay.
I'm all right. That last one really emptied my guts.
Okay. Good to hear it, bud.
Wait. Here comes more.
All right. I'm going to get out of your hair, bud. Or lack thereof. And...
What have you got there?
Okay, there's nothing there.
Adrena time, I think. Found some in an old busted crate.
Wait, so... It can't be another level up, right? Need the whiskey to deal with the families whining about hunger. Exactly. See? This is an unsolvable problem. Financial experts are simply baffled. It's okay, so it's got to be through that in the main hall, right? There's a elevator there. That's how to actually access where I'm attempting to get to. That's fine. I didn't need those legs anyway. I got another set. I got two other sets just standing in front of me. Oh, right. So that's actually just getting us to go out of the building. That's fine. I mean, I kind of think we're done anyway. This away.
Nice to have some company for a change.
That's
Watch
fine.
yourself out.
I'm immediately going to leave you alone though, bud. Okay, so we got the ticket to the key to OCI. So I think that's probably like our next port of call, right? OCI? Makes the most sense.
Don't you worry, Mr. Lucky Spirit. We're gonna finish your work and put you to rest, good and proper.
Who knew what darkness lurked in the heart of Gorgon? Captain Hawthorne and her crew were about to find out.
I love that Pavati is like, we will do as best we can to make sure that your memory is laid to rest. And then Felix is like, hell yeah, this is just like a cartoon. Love you, Felix. Okay, yes. This is the one that we were talking about wanting to drop down in order to access. Bolter? Bolter 3, though. Bolter 3 kind of does seem worth it again. Okay. So now that we have a better grounding here, that's shipping and receiving. Down the road due east, right? Excuse me. Ah. Good lord. All right. Is the... Okay, so the vocal line isn't still out here. So that means we probably collected it, so we can actually just look over it in the notes. Notes. Journal. Codex. No. Audio. Logs. There we go. Okay, so... It was Georgie and Roscoe, actually. Yeah, it was Georgie and Roscoe. So Roscoe considers Georgie his apprentice. And Georgie considers them partners. Got it. All right. As for the rest of them, where do we have information on Lenore? Birdie. Okay, so this is more information on Birdie. Birdie is someone we're actually going to have to get. So does any of this give us her location? Preliminary schedule. Find me at my workstation near OCI when you get off shift. Okay, no, not necessarily. Must have a really good set of legs. What with all the drop kicking? 100%. Like, he's just doing squats off of a person's chest. That's all he's doing, right? He's just jumping sideways and then compressing himself against their chest and then just pushing outwards. That's just a single squat every time he does it. Jerome's letter. Okay. So, where is the last known location of Jerome? Spaced out. Gotta get back to you, Lenora. This is one thing, like, should I not have been able to show Lenora, hey, I have, like, Jerome's journal. Like, this is it. Here we go. He's dead. I'm sorry, but hopefully this gives you some peace. Like, he was constantly thinking of you. I imagine it wouldn't give them peace at all, right? Just knowing how awful it was near the end. Mock apples, spaced out, lower on adrenal time. Marauders. I went by Elle's and my old apartment while hunting for supplies and stashed the flask she gave me the day we signed our marriage contract. Maybe she'll find it. So, Elle and her old apartment. Right, so we're looking for Lenore's old apartment. Is that even going to be here on base? Not gonna be that good of a crack shot when you're blind, are you?
Boss! No!
Apparently, I'm not gonna be that good of a crack shot when I'm dead. I imagine there was probably an enemy directly to my left that was just out of my periphery. Do I need to repeat anything I just did? No, not really. What was that? I think there was an enemy just like on my immediate left.
Captain Hawthorne and her crew were about to find out.
Do you think this place we're headed will tell us more about Gorgon? I wonder what they got up to here.
We should just be able to easily take them out as long as I make sure that I know. Yeah, that's the closest target. That's probably the one that engaged me last time, if I had to guess. Oh! Thank you. I was using the wrong gun. That's fine. That first one was just a warning shot. You gotta give him a bunch of warnings, otherwise it's not fair.
Everyone all right?
Okay, good. Box on top, as in the one out there, or the one up there? I'll go for each. Or rather, I won't go for the other one, because the other one had nothing useful in it. Extra adrenaline time, don't need that. Portal through to nothing, and then there's the way to go up. Cool. So I guess one thing we probably want to do is have a little bit of a look around here. See if there is any extra to the previous mission. I can't see any X in the sand, but that would be pretty hard environmental tell. Alright, we're fine. That one's out to the building. I guess we can go further up here. This is the location we still haven't actually explored. Although this is going to just be Marauder area. Alright. Marauders, marauders, marauders. This is the range we have to kill them from if we actually want to get the... Yeah, if we want to do it silently, we have to do it from basically this far. Which is fine. So let's kill the one that's on alert.
You got him.
Okay, then everyone else is going to go off alert. Do it again.
Okay, here we go.
And as soon as they're aware of where I am, we need to follow through. Oh, seriously?
Hey, Bob, watch this.
Thank you, Felix, for getting out in front, but
That's what you get.
you need to get the far ranges. Come on. Nice work, Felix.
Everyone all right?
What happened to Pavati? Pavati was just staying super far back, I guess? And also Felix teleported back after completing. Nice work, Felix. They do teleport all over the place, right? As soon as you tell them to do one of their abilities against someone, they don't have any wind-up time in getting to them. They just instantly do the ability against that target, no matter where they originally were. No matter where that target originally was. Okay. Glacial Manti Plasma Pad. This plasma-infused gland seems to absorb all surrounding heat. If you didn't know any better, you'd swear the glands feel colder now than when you first scavenged it. I mean, I haven't scavenged it yet, but still, maybe it could be used in air conditioners or refrigeration units. It doesn't seem to be tagged as junk. Maybe they end up being a quest item later on. It seems weird in a DLC to introduce a new item specifically to be introducing new junk to the game, so. Unless it's, you know, very atmospheric. Very important to setting up the atmosphere that you're going for.
So what'd you think of the game last night? I still can't believe Armstrong ran the field from the Tuesday zone.
Yeah. Armstrong's really something. Nearly took a fella's head clean off with a tossball stick.
Did you see?
Yeah, well, he's a hacker. That's what they do. Rangers don't show a shred of mercy in a Darlings game. Bates got tossed out of the game for excessive sportsmanlike conduct in the third half. Serves him right.
Yeah. Felix, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what a Tuesday zone is. I don't know my tenders from my forwards. Thing is, I just don't understand tossball.
Hey, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I'll teach you all there is to know.
Great. That's just swell. Can't wait.
Oh, Felix. Does not get social cues, my man. Okay. Looks like there's just extra loot around that area as well. Okay, so these are the mines, if I had to guess at all. So does that mean we're now going to start encountering primates and canals? Primals and canids, rather. Ocular verifier. Okay, so never mind. This is actually the OCI. All right, let's continue with the main storyline if we're this close. Marauders out there, though, so I'll try and get a good position. Plunderer, Crackshot, and Berserker. Good lord, there are a lot of them standing next to one another there. Okay. It deals decent damage. The only problem is I wonder if their Crackshot is going to be as good at dealing damage from afar. Never mind, their Crackshot's running closer. We're okay. Get him, Felix. Felix was down in a single hit. Okay, we need to upgrade their armors. Yeah, Felix and Pavati are going to need extra armor. That was a single hit from up close and personal by a sniper, and it just took him down.
That's gotta hurt. That's the last of them.
Hi, Pavati. I'm pretty sure I just watched you run into that man's face, but that's okay. Well done on conquering space and time.
Here we go.
Okay, so Enray? Uh-oh. They are way too close for comfort.
Here I go.
Get him, Pavati. Okay. Yeah, okay. Enray was decent damage against them. Unfortunately, it just wasn't quick damage against them. Okay, yeah, these are just creature parts for a new area. I knew they were at least that. It's just whether or not they would look like they would serve a better purpose. I mean, they may still. But they seem very common. Armor parts and energy. Have anything else? On the other side. Combat drone, no. Workshop. I gotta remember in the next workshop that I need to upgrade my hunting rifle ultra. I forgot to do that last time. All right.
Initiating ocular measurement.
Show the scan of the preserved eye.
Measurement complete. Ocular identification complete. Welcome, Clarence Mostly. Access granted. Welcome to the Office of Creative Incubation.
So if it's Clarence Mostly's key and Clarence Mostly sold it to Lucky Montoya, that means Clarence was like, hey, will you pay me 100 bits for the eye that I have in my head? I'll just it out and just give it straight to you. I want more people to talk to. Especially people who've already been implicated in the story. Clarence? I'd talk to a Clarence. Energy canister, not needed. A lot of weight.
You're telling me Spacer's Choice can build an office this pretty? I can't pay their workers a couple more bits?
I love you, Felix. So much.
For Edgewater. Oh, it's just Altoona. Come on, we got a volcano too.
Ah, the Spacers chosen. Lousiest team that ever did swing a tossball stick.
Out the hero in you. Keep your aim steady and your trigger finger at the ready. Adrena time brings out the hero in you.
Okay. Love all the jingles in this world. Ooh, that might be a pro tossball blocker upgrade for us. Silly, thank you very much for the gift of a tier 1 sub to Schwara Rainbow. Schwara Rainbow? Schwara Rainbow. Schwara Rainbow. There we go. Schwara Rainbow. Enjoy your emotes in chat and welcome to the Republic. It's getting a tad of a Bioshock 2 vibe now, definitely. Yeah, we're feeling like we're in Rapture with the fall of the tonics and plasmids, right?
Proudly located in the bloodstream of the entire Spacers chosen tossball team. Adrena time, putting the performance in performance-enhancing drugs.
It's Adrena time again. Still Adrena time. Oh, this is the Edgewater.
Don't let sleep rob you of your life. Cut your resting hours in half and double your productivity with Adrena time.
Show your boss that you are prime because you take Adrena time.
Yeah, this is Edgewater. It's kind of you to say I am Kenny Brown. Thank you for dropping by. Just say Rainbow can do. Can definitely do. Alright. Some energy as well as some armor parts here. Jack all the rest of it too. Yeah, no, if I can pick it instantly, I'm more than happy to. Although that probably increases the likelihood that we're going to encounter enemies in here. No? Okay, cool. Just a back room. Pick up Toughens. It's just an armor upgrade there. Silly, thanks very much for the gift of a tier 1 sub to I am Kenny Brown. Kenny Brown, enjoy your emotes in chat and welcome to the Republic. Wait, is there just nothing really in this room? That's not usually how these ones work. Employer rights. Under the Biased Labor Standard Act, wage determined by merit of your work. Overtime may result in higher pay if the quality of said work is considered exemplary. Your employer has the right to dock your pay should you damage any facilities or equipment. It is your responsibility, not your employer's, to avoid workplace hazards. Halcyon Colony Department of Labor. Some of the kind of like satirical, some of the kind of satirical things like this just don't ring satirical at the moment, especially. Like, I know this game was relatively recently made and like right to work legislation and stuff like that existed prior, but like this very much just reads like exactly, silly. I wasn't going to say it myself, but what US labor law will look like next year, pretty much. Anyway. Ooh. Skeletons. That's some environmental storytelling over there. I've played these kinds of games before. Okay, never mind. We can't actually access it from that direction. So that might explain why there was nothing in this room, right? The actual thing is through here. Or the actual thing is the information we get in knowing that that's there. It just doesn't seem accessible. See. Right, let's check the upstairs. Probably change back to the Ultra. We're gonna need a hyper on the this later still, so if I see a workbench and I do not use it, I need people to yell at me. So I definitely intend to. Oh, okay, here. It's gonna be like a path down from here to see the corpse. Nothing on that side, but this is still monitoring. Oh.
Here we go.
many times I gotta shoot you in the head before you die? Let me just quickly reload. I'm gonna blind you. I'm gonna break your leg. I'm gonna shoot you in the head.
Don't mess with the bed.
That's a very John Wick kill. Like, shoot for the blind, shoot for the leg, they trip over, and then shoot them in the head. In fact, I think he does that a couple times in his house. Shooting someone in the foot, and then they fall over, and he shoots them in the head. Although John Wick would do much better up close than our character. Our character is pathetically weak if anyone happens to get within 5 miles of us. Office of Creative Incubation, a Spacer's Choice property. The best idea since sliced bread. See mostly. Nice. Gimsy, we've seen those before. To Goodfellow L on the latest. On the latest test results from Human Inquiry with additional commentary. Mr. Lawrence Goodfellow, fortuitously, I have had the opportunity to review the latest test results from Human Inquiry. I agree with your, and the committee's, general assessment that these test results are unacceptable. The latest experimental sample of adrenotime demonstrates a 15 out of 17 possible symptoms in my rubric of dangerous, lethal, and or otherwise high-risk side effects. I have sent a full report to your desk, the abstract of which follows. Adrenotime, in its current state, fails to meet this project's standards. By my calculations, Adrenotime users trade short-term improvements in productivity for long-term losses in productivity. Specifically, dead workers are unproductive workers. Whenever a calculation produces an unforeseen result, it is prudent to take a look at one's numbers. Incorrect numbers lead to flawed calculations. If the HIA calculations are sound, then their numbers, that is to say, the numbers provided by the chem labs, must be flawed. Your esteemed colleague, Mr. Clarence Mosley. CQC at its finest, you know, if close quarter means a quarter mile. Exactly. It's CQC for close quarter kilometer, and the kilometer has a C at the start. Okay, so Goodfellow was like a bean counter kind of like number cruncher for the health risks. C was a company man, right? Yeah, C was a company man. Further analysis on the fundamental problem undermining our operations with additional suggestions. Mr. Lawrence Goodfellow, I have not yet received your correspondence regarding my previous letter. I can only assume you are still, to deploy a parochial colloquialism, chewing over my commentary. I have several additional insights, which I have collated into an itemized list and sent to your secretary. Here is my summary. I believe the root of the problem lies in the chem lab. As I mentioned in my previous letter, incorrect numbers lead to flawed calculations. The problem must therefore be found in Dr. Jasper Lowe and his stewardship of the chem lab. Dr. Lowe is a notoriously lackadaisical and careless manager, and pardon my language, a poor scientist. Chem lab must provide HIA with safe, high quality, carefully refined drug with which to conduct tests. This slapdash, artless, high-risk formula chem lab has been delivering to HIA can only result in unacceptable test results. I understand that safety and high-quality deployment are often antithetical to the corporate strategy at the core of Spacer's Choice, but in my life I have found that the perspective of an outsider can be helpful. Awaiting your response, Mr. Clarence Mosley. So Clarence is not a company man, and Clarence is naive. Like, by my calculations, they trade short-term improvements in productivity for long-term losses in productivity. Well, there are a bunch of petrochemical companies at the moment who will trade short-term improvements in their bottom line for long-term losses of the planet. So that's not necessarily something they care about at all. But thinking they would makes him naive. Got it. Encouraging words. Encouraging words on the nature and practice of leadership with additional insights. Mr. Lawrence Goodfellow, your response to my previous 2 letters are conspicuous by their absence. Based on my analysis of your personality type, dietary habits, patterns of speech, and mode of dress, I must conclude with reasonable certainty that your silence stems from trepidation and anxiety. If I might presume to offer you some advice cultivated after years of living in Byzantium, may I suggest that your anxiety stems merely from ignorance? Ignorance is the easiest of the vices to rectify, and requires only learning that heeding the advice of one's betters. The success and failure of any project depends on the readiness of its constituent staff to perform their mandated duties. Scientists perform experiments, researchers research, managers manage. When one of these roles acts outside of its limitations, chaos is introduced into the system. Take heart. You need not fear the burden of management. The secret of good leadership is strong oversight combined with careful, fastidious, numerically driven, and scientifically supported management. The turbulence experienced by this project is emphatically not the fault of the OCI. However, it is the role and duty of the OCI to fix these problems. Ours is the only department capable of righting the ship of innovation in the waters of chaos. With paternal affection, Mr. Clarence Mosley. Got it. So that explains the naivete, right? Clarence was... Ooh, Flamethrower 2.0? Is that relevant? Maybe. The naivete, Clarence was born in Byzantium. Clarence has never experienced the... Clarence has no experience at being not the person that is prioritized in the system. Shame, Clarence, shame. M. Kumara. I don't know an M yet. From OCI General, Cerebral rather, Committee. Subject, unacceptable results. The OCI Cerebral Committee has hereby decided the unanimous vote, rather, that the recent test results from human inquiry and auditing are unacceptable, untenable, and unsatisfactory. This message is an informal expression of our dissatisfaction, which will be formally declared by memorandum in the near future. So this is a bureaucratic faction here. While the committee recognizes the marketing potential of insomnia and chemical dependency, the remaining side effects... The remaining side effects described in HIA's latest report are incompatible with the OCI's vision of the Adrenatime product. Corporate auditors will expect to see a product that dramatically improves the long-term productivity of Space's Choice workers by reducing the need to rest and mitigating the effects of long-term melancholia. The product delivered to HIA induces psychosis, violent behavior, paranoia, and, alarmingly, disobedience. The OCI cannot accept a product that transforms long-term users into dissidents. The damage to our corporate image will inevitably benefit our rivals at Auntie Cleo. So here we see the other side of that of, like, we can't accept this, but exclusively because it would help us lose our market share. Pixel says, I must depart to the land of sleep. I appreciate the company tonight. Perhaps it's been a lonely night. I very much enjoyed losing myself in Regina's adventures of Gorgon of the night. Thank you for sticking around, Pixel. Enjoy your sleep. I will probably be wrapping up relatively soon as well. So fear not. There's probably not going to be an extremely large amount that you miss out on for the between now and the next stream of this. All right. From Goodfellow, subject relax. To my colleagues at the OCI Cerebral Committee, I share your concerns but not your alarm. In times like this, I encourage you to recall a passage from the Space of Choice User Manual. Love this. Space of Choice User Manual. The failures of subordinates must never become the failures of leadership. Scum. Article 14. The meaning is simplicity itself. HIA has failed to deliver acceptable results because they have failed to perform their professional obligations. My esteemed colleagues, you and I possess a number of law-given qualifications, but we have not been relegated to lab coat work. Let me reiterate. We are not test tube jockeys. We are leaders. HIA's purpose is to deliver test results. Our purpose is to deliver a quarterly report. I'd like you to reach out to Miriam Kumara at Strategic Branding. Have her team clean up the HIA's report. Trim the fat and tuck its guts. Make it look presentable for our auditors. So here's the suppression of that information. From Kumara to the Cerebral Committee. Cerebral Committee. My team and I have finished reviewing HIA's latest experimental report. We believe the failure of the report is manifest in its flagrant disregard for company-approved language. In that end, we have drafted a revised report edited with the language consistent for Space's Choice company vision. The HIA's original report mentions clear evidence of dangerous side effects associated with using adrenatime, including but not limited to paranoia, violent confusion, chemical dependence, and dissident adjacent behavior. We propose the following connotative revisions. Dangerous side effects become exciting collateral benefits. Paranoia becomes dramatically heightened attention. Violent confusion is just physically assertive behavior. Chemical dependence is metabolic compatibility. And dissident adjacent behavior, any mention of dissident behavior in the report may encourage dissidence. Recommended cutting this phrase entirely out of respect for our readers. Ugh. So Kumara is a propagandist. Or specifically a corporate propagandist. And liar, those words aren't necessarily aligned. Because propaganda is just any persuasive argument. What is this? Effective enough? Whoa. Get him. Get him. All right, you knocked him out. Now I'm just gonna... One sec. There we go. I love that just thumps them onto the ground and then I just get to aim very carefully. Effective enough. This is very clear. C12H2, Cl3O2. It's got to be an acid, right? Triclosan. Alright. So unlock this free. Little bit of extra. Still don't need the Officer Spine Gold. It seems like there's basically 4 weapons they want to give me in this DLC so far. And they're just giving them to me constantly. Not that I'm sad. Like, they are weapons that I did want in particular as well. White chocolate yummies. Ooh, sounds good. I am an absolute fiend for white chocolate myself. In fact, there's some white chocolate and raspberry licorice M&Ms. M&Ms, not M&Ms, but bullets downstairs. I can't wait to get back to them. See, mostly a personalized security terminal. Reverse intruder definition. So there are turrets in the hallway. Let's get those to define the marauders. Corporate propagandist and liar are very nearly synonymous. It's propagandist and liar that I wanted to also add corporate propagandist and liar because, for instance, like messaging telling you to wear a mask and why to wear a mask is technically. It's just when we think of propaganda, we think of the connotative element of a government's propaganda, specifically usually to the extent of lying. Like, we tend to think of it that way, but the definition doesn't always support it. It's like propaganda with a capital P versus it with a lowercase p, right? What was the formula again? That was C12H7, Cl3O2. I half recognize the organic chemistry strain. There's the diagram if it helps. I took like a month of chemistry. That's it. I'm not one for the chemical world. I took a year of biology. I took many years of physics, but like very, very little chemistry. Cracked exosuit. Why do I think those might be relevant? Maintenance room key, but that's optional. So the maintenance room key we already learned about. Oh, we didn't ask Lux about it. That's what we needed to do. We needed to ask Lux about it back in the bar. Most propaganda is just removing facts as opposed to actually lying. Yeah, in practice. Oh god. Oh, did you just recognize the chain? Okay. It's triclosan, which got pulled from toothpaste additives in some cases. Why was it pulled? Is this a fun little Easter egg, though? Well, less Easter egg and more reference, right?
I hope they're passing with Swift.
Oxycomp aromatic. Ooh, that's exactly the kind of thing that we want. Extra damage on headshots and critical. It's more stuff about that diet toothpaste. Oh, right. Okay, so it's right. It's the diet toothpaste on the other colony. Got it. Was that Monarch? I think that was on Monarch. I don't know if that's a Marauder in there. The armor looks a little bit pristine for a Marauder. Can add corrosion to our weapons, but nothing else here is unique. Well, if that didn't tip them off, I'm about to do it myself. Yeah, 4 direct headshots, one of them when I am not yet seen. That doesn't seem right. Come on. Come on. I think we may have... Did we heavily decrease the... Oh, okay, yeah. That's what's happening. Yeah, we actually have no repair of this weapon at the moment. Okay, so all of our DPS is currently gone. You know what I think we should probably do is head back out. It's here and then through here. The power of building a mental map. All right, so we're going to head back out. We're going to go to the bar. Talk to Lex in order to try and get the key that we're going to need back here. Find a bench and upgrade stuffs. Yes, repair things and upgrade. So I figure I probably end up being able to find that at the same sublight bar. So Sprat Shack is what I'm looking for. Gorgon Ruins. Sprat Shack exterior. Because there was one just outside the Sprat Shack? Inside the Sprat Shack? Something like that.
Don't you worry, Mr. Lucky Spirit.
It's not outside.
We're gonna finish your work and put you to rest.
Armors too. Yeah, that's the thing that I need to think about as well. What armors do I actually want to be wearing? Obviously, at the moment, I'm not wearing any. I'm wearing my speech stuff, so like I caused that problem for myself. That one's on me. Is there not a bench up here? What's up here with you? Wait. No. Where's the bench? Where's the bench? Lex.
No, the drinks aren't watered down. Don't know why everyone keeps asking.
Did Lucky leave a key with you, Lex?
As a matter of fact, he did. Collateral for the bar tab he was racking up. So, I guess it's mine now. And no, you can't have it.
Fine.
Just to show there's no hard feelings, how about a drink? Just to be seeing you.
All right. Well, Exactly how much social can I do? Why can I not already convince you? Do I need to? So dialogue plus 7, dialogue plus 10. I think if we do just like a dialogue drug, we should be fine. It's just which are they, right? I've totally forgotten which of these we want to use for that. Mind attributes plus 1. You'd assume it to be social, right? Huh? Mind attributes plus 1 again. Workshop in Lucky's room. Okay, cool. That'll be the one we use then. Body attributes, the personality attributes. Okay, yeah, so it's just any of the drinks.
I don't want
Wait,
any
hang on.
trouble in my place. Good.
Not just that, but then I'm gonna pop that so that I have no drug withdrawal.
Boy, when you sink your teeth into something, you really don't let go, do you?
Lucky wanted you to hold that for me. I'm his next of kin.
No kidding. Far be it from me to get between a man and his final wishes.
Thank you.
Here. I don't know what it unlocks, but Lucky seemed to think it was important. I take him at his word. Come back.
All right. And then Lucky's room upstairs for the fixing of our gear. I'm probably... Hang on. It's the other room. No, wait. It's not the other room. It's the other room. At the very top, I guess. Hey, someone named Sean. Thank you very much for the 9th month of a subscription. I believe we have a sub baby to name. We do. The name of this baby is going to be... Marcinda Quelt. First and last name. Marcinda Quelt. What do you mean I just mashed together other extant names until I end up with one that sounds kind of like a name in the amount of like in the structure of its phonemes, but just is not recognizable as a name? What do you mean? That's certainly not what I'm doing. I know what you're talking about. Let's repair everything. Right. And then, I mean, I shouldn't have even repaired that. I don't need the Rifle Ultra anymore. It is Rifle Hyper time. This one already comes with an extendo sight in. So does this one. Okay, so both of them come with an extendo sight, easy. So the barrel. Increase the critical damage dealt. If we increase the critical damage dealt, like, we don't need to worry about trying to stay out of people's sight range or anything like that. Okay. Then Magnum, increased Magnum size. The magazine size is 9. Honestly, like, if we can't kill what we're firing at in 9, we're already having a bad time, you know? So just anything except for N-Ray here, right? We already have the extendo sight on there. I don't know. Do I want just like a default damage weapon? I just wish I had just like straight up increased damage on that as well. Maybe I'll hold that for a little bit without giving it the damage. And then go for the change. Interesting. Where are you? Hunting rifle hypers. That was 356. Shot per was 445. Oh, that's pristine. Oh, that's actually one thing. We are going to need to pick up more copies of the hunting rifle hyper until we get one that is pristine. Yeah. All right, that's the kind of thing that I imagine we are probably going to be a little bit more focused on next time.